Hey everyone, welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2. We're going to be jumping into the first free-for-all game I have played in Total War Warhammer 2. We're going to see how it went. So, we have a Dark Elf player who was being a bit tricksy, and that's why he ended up beating me, because I didn't end up seeing that tricksiness, so I'll explain that later. We've got a Skaven who is High Claw, and we also have Umbar, who is playing the High Elves. I, myself, am playing as the Lizardman. So I came with an alright front line. So I've got Saurus Warriors. Actually a pretty strong front line, but as I found out, not the greatest against taking out certain types of infantry. I did have my Bastiladon. I had my Skink Priest with, what is it that he had? Flock of Doom, that's it. Flock of Doom. My Skink Priest here with, oh, no, oh. Oh, okay, I can't. Well, as you can see down the bottom left-hand corner there, Flock of Doom. So that was my main area of effect spell that I was going to be using. And the Dark Elf, he came in with a really weird army composition. So 2 lots of Harpies, a Malekith on his dragon, then 2 assassins, Kalanite assassins to take out heroes, and then he had a heap of shades just in the trees over here. I did not see this battle going on against the shades and the Night Runners, but I thought his army had been wiped out by the Skaven. But as it turned out, it had not been. As you'll see as we move further on, you'll see what I'm talking about. And then for the High Elf player, he came in with the White Lines of Trace and a mixture of Spearmen. And then he also had some Silver Helms as his cavalry. He had his Prince on his flying Moondragon. And then he had a backline of Lothran Seaguard as his anti-infantry. Yeah. Okay, and a little bit of anti-large there as well, in their melee spears. Okay, so let's see how this played out. Now, at the very start, everybody ran away from me, which was a little bit difficult in terms of me. I had to march my army all the way across the map. As you can see, the High Elf player runs off to the left, the Dark Elf player runs off to the right, and they're going to sandwich the Skaven in the centre of them. So I started off trying to run my guys around this way to flank the High Elves, but then realised they were just going to run off way too far. We started off, the Dark Elves and the Skaven started off with a little skirmish in the trees over here. The Night Runners and the Dark Shades, or the Shades. Oh, they had different shades. Okay, some great swords and some dual weapons. Okay. And obviously the Shades are going to win that battle because the Night Runners are not supposed to get into melee with their very low damage. Had a great little blade wind over here that annihilated quite a large portion of the Skaven army from Malekith. And then they're going to be sandwiched in by the left from the High Elves as well. So the Skaven kind of didn't really stand a chance. They were just annihilated from the start. Nice bit of chill wind going in there from Malekith as well. So as you can see, the Dark Elves are wrapping up quite a few points, almost up to 4,000. And the Skaven are just going to get absolutely sandwiched. The Harpies flying on in, trying to take out the Prince. But that's not going too well for them. Harpies aren't really that great in combat. You need a lot of them. They're a fairly cheap unit, but they're more for harassing skirmishes, I would say. And while this is all going on, I am still trying to get across the battlefield. So this really long run did not go in my favour in the start of this battle. As you can see, he's got his Canaanite assassins over there hiding. I didn't actually see them until further on. And he's wrapping up the last of these Night Runners over here. While also getting a fair bit of damage for free in over here. Okay, this is why the Dark Elf went so well. He just took out the back lines of all the Skaven while the High Elves smashed them from the front. And then got his winds and magic back. Oh my god, no wonder he won so easily and convincingly. And then here I'm making my front line up here ready to charge into the High Elves. But yeah, the Skaven have already left, so all their units are just going to flee. And now I was thinking that the Dark Elves had already been taken out. I did not see all these grouped up in the bushes over there, in the trees. So I'm lining up to make my charge. Firing in on the white lines of Trace, which did a fair bit of damage, got me started up on the board. I did not realise these Harpies were flying over here to... Yeah, I realised too late that my Pterodon Riders, who are going to come in from the back and harass, had already been taken out by those damn Harpies. So Harpies are good against other light flyers like Pterodon Riders. Probably should have fired a little longer with my Bastillodons from a range, because these Lothran Seaguard, yeah, have nowhere near the range of mine, so they would have had to come closer to me. But I kind of ended up deciding to charge in, not realising that all of this was grouped up behind me. So as soon as I charge in, we're going to have issues with them running in behind and mopping me up, unfortunately. As you can see, I am trying to get Kroq-Gar out to the back, but I end up turning and fighting the dragon and knocking him out eventually. And here's where bad news for me starts appearing. They come in behind me, and I'm sandwiched between the High Elves and the Dark Elves, meaning I end up getting wiped. So that's one of my first mistakes I've made, my first free-for-all, not knowing where the Dark Elves were. It did make it a little harder with everybody running away from me at the beginning. But as you can see, his Silverhelms charged straight into me, my Saurus Warriors with shields, and my Saurus Spears, which wasn't really a great idea for him. As you can see, he's being quite utterly annihilated. And once I realised, I try to turn and face them, but yeah, there's just, I don't have enough. I've already engaged over here. And now we've got a creaming going on from two sides. So if I hadn't been charged from the back by the Dark Elves, I would have been able to mop up the High Elves, then turn around and face the Dark Elves. But I, yeah, was not given that opportunity. As you can see, it just ends up a big heaping mess out the front here, with Malekith charging in. And then all these shades turning around and firing in on me from behind, which ended up absolutely cracking me and my leadership. And my solar engine being tied down by two assassins and Malekith just ends up getting owned, with not a lot else I can do about that. I try to turn around to take on some shades, but there wasn't much hope in that happening. Still fighting to the bitter end though. Let's fast forward a little. I did end up chasing off the Moon Dragon with the Prince, basically killing it with Kroq-Gar and my other hero. But as I said, the Dark Elves coming in from behind and me not knowing about it just kind of wrecked me. And being mopped up here by the last little bit of these Lothran Seaguard. And then the Dark Elves are just going to come in and absolutely wipe the floor with the remaining High Elves. And convincingly take the win. Quite crazy, that. Okay, so that was a very interesting army composition from Alcathor. I didn't think that people would do that, but I guess it is, yeah. It did end up being pretty good for Alcathor in the end there. Umbar, if his army had turned around and faced me, I feel I would have gone a lot better. But they did not. They ran away straight away, so I needed to march across the battlefield. And the Skaven just didn't stand any chance whatsoever. With his Night Runners being absolutely annihilated by those Shades, and then Umber turning around and taking him on from the other side, he was just dead in the water from the start. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed my first free-for-all battle in Total War. There'll be a lot more online battles coming very shortly. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye!